High Vibe Tribe, what's good with y'all? May everything be great. Y'all see we still got a little pink moon action. Pink moon action in Libra. Full moon. Things being illuminated. You know, things being revealed. Things being brought up to the surface, to your awareness. All right. Things that you need to integrate. Things that you need to heal from. Things that you need to release. All right. Yeah, all that good stuff. Hey, full moon rituals, y'all. Before I go any further, peace and love to all the guys and goddesses, true chosen ones, light workers and star seeds. Ascended Masterclass is in session, y'all. Grab your pads and your pens, because we about to go within once again. Y'all multidimensionally tuned in to another eccentric and electric broadcast, aka Godcast. All right, because this is not the average podcast. You feel me? Yo. So, with that being said, I talk about this in my book, y'all. 22 Keys to Higher Consciousness. Y'all, go grab it off Amazon right now. It is available. Hard copies, paperbacks, coming soon to a city and a bookstore near you. All right. So, I talk about this in my book. But, you know, you might think it's taboo or it's voodoo or, you know, it's evil. But it ain't none of that. It isn't any of those things. Doing full moon rituals and new moon rituals and doing things to align yourself with the energies of the planet. There's nothing evil about that. One thing y'all gotta understand is a lot of y'all are disconnected. You know, we all come through. When we born, we all are born with a divine connection to the planet. We're all as kids so tapped into nature, so tapped into the spiritual realm, you know. We so tapped into higher dimensions, you know. Because you got to understand, your soul comes from those higher places, all right? So, when you're a baby, you know, up until a certain age, you know, you're really tapped in, you're really tuned in, you know, you can, your powers, your psychic powers and abilities, they at their strongest, you know, but you get dumbed down and those psychic abilities get turned off and you get disconnected from nature and everything that's of high vibrations when, you know, you're subjected to indoctrination, domestication, and the programming of this society. So, you know, you tapped into everything. You have this childlike wonder about everything, but you know, even the ducks, like, you know, I don't know if y'all can see them, but, you know, you have the childlike wonder and fascination with everything, you know. That's why some woke people, you know, that's really tapped in, like, they eyes, like, you know, when you see them, when you meet them, like, you notice their eyes, like, might be really big, like, you know, like, you might think they're high, but they not though. They just really, you know what I'm saying? They're Pisces energy, very spiritual, very tapped in. Like these people, those kinds of people, they can see shit that you can't see. You know, seeing a lot of shit that the average person don't see every day. All right. So, but yeah, that's because you know, babies have those same eyes. Babies have those same looks in their eyes. You know, that same fascination with life, you know, that curiosity, you know, like that curious spark that make you want to learn and ask questions and retain knowledge and information, you know. See, another thing that we get cut off from is from learning, you know. We get to a certain point and we think we got everything figured out, you know. We get to a certain point, we think we got everything figured out, man, but I'm really going off topic. So I'm gonna go ahead and let me spin back, get back on topic. Full moon rituals. I'm gonna say that for another video though. Talking about what I just got done saying. So full moon rituals, lunar rituals, lunar cycles. You know, the sun. I kind of talked about this a little bit in my last video. I was talking about astrology. You feel me? And this kind of ties into that because the lunar cycles and the planetary alignments and all of that go hand in hand with the zodiac signs. All right, so that's one thing y'all need to understand. What goes on, as above, so below. What goes on out there in the cosmos is really all going on inside of here at the same time. It's all happening right now. You know, what happens out there in the cosmos dictates, and what happens inside of you dictates what you see and what goes on in your reality. All right, y'all got to understand that. And another thing you got to understand moving forward before I go any farther. The powers that used to be, the deletes, because we deleting their ass from the system, from the game. You feel me? We deleting their ass out the game. All right, it's game over for them. They use everything that they put in that Bible, and they made the Bible. You feel me? They fucking made the Bible. And everything that they say is evil, and you know, everything that they say that you should stay away from, they actually use it. Magic, crystals, astrology, tarot cards, all that shit. Everything that they tell you need to stay the fuck away from because it's evil and you're gonna go to hell and burn for all eternity. They using that shit right now to their advantage, to get ahead in life, to stay in power. But we took the power back, so that's over with. They ain't got no more power because we realizing everything that I'm telling y'all right now. That we have the power to use all of this stuff too. We have the power to use the planets and you know, the lunar cycles and all of that stuff to our advantage too. Tarot cards, magic crystals, you know, candles, nigga, candle man. We gaining our power back, my nigga. You know, these motherfuckers, they be in secret rooms and shit. Y'all gotta understand, bro. There's a cult called the Freemasons, and a lot of those people that was in power were a part of that cult, or are still a part of that cult. And they sit in rooms and they do rituals and shit. They form hand mudras, hand sigils, or hand signs, hand gestures, you know, that we can use too when we meditate, to go deeper into meditation, to help us tap into more of our power that we have inside of us. They be doing the same shit in these secret rooms and bases, you know, with candles lit, with bones and all kind of, you know, ritualistic props to manifest certain things and to make certain things happen. You feel me? A whole big groups of these motherfuckers, because you know, the more people you have doing stuff like that, the more effective the manifestation and the intent going into the manifestation and the ritual is going to be. The more effective it's going to be, you know, the more likely it's going to be, the quicker it's going to, you know, actually come to pass, you know. So that's why we all need to start coming together doing mass meditations and shit like that, so we can all, you know, manifest, you know, more righteous things, you know, so we can manifest more, so we can manifest more of people fucking waking up and taking our power back, you know. Taking more of our power back from these bitches, from the weak little bitches. All right. So that's how that really is, that weak little bitches. They was siphoning out our fear of our own power and using that against us, you know. We feared their power, not knowing the whole time it's our power that they using, you know. And they used our fear of our power against us, you know. That's how they siphoned all our energy away, you know. But we getting it all back now, you know. The planet ain't going for that shit. The planet is alive. The planet and the whole entire cosmos is conspiring for us, for the ones that's righteous, for the star seeds, true chosen ones, light workers, the 144. You feel me? The planet on our side. Angels, ancestors, guides, and guardians on our side. Like it really ain't nothing they can do. You feel me? Because the cosmos gonna rain down hellfire on their ass if they try to do anything. But anyway, that's not, it's 10:10 on the clock as I said that. But look, y'all gotta understand these powerful, like it's important to get back in alignment with nature, you know, because they knock everybody, they use a lot of tactics. They use the food, they use the media, they use the celebrities, they use what else do they use? They use a lot of things, a lot of tactics too. The calendar, you know, being that, you know, what's it called? The Gregorian calendar. I think it's the Gregorian calendar that we go by now. That's not the real calendar. It's actually 13 months in a year. And it's 28 days in every month. The new year is not January 1st. The new year just started this month in spring. You know, that's how they throw everybody off balance out of nature. That's how they throw everybody out of alignment with nature. That's how they disconnect everybody from nature. You feel me? And you wonder why certain things don't happen in your life the way that you want them or intend for them to go. You know, you wonder why certain situations and certain circumstances is going on. That's because you out of alignment with nature. If you was in alignment with nature, if you was living righteously, if you was living the way we are supposed to be living, with love. We are supposed to be leading with love, bro. But a lot of people still hateful and envious and jealous and greedy and lustful. You feel me? And when you living like that, ain't shit gonna happen for you that you want to make happen. Ain't none of that shit gonna happen. None of it is gonna come to pass, bro. If you still judge people, if you still look at other people that's different skin tones as you, like they your enemy. You feel me? Even if you still looking at the people with the same skin tones as you, like your enemy. You feel me? Y'all gotta understand this. So, with that being said, it's important that y'all, and imperative that y'all get back in line and in tune with the frequencies and the energies of the cosmos, man. And you have to do, it's a lot that you got to do, you know. But y'all got what it takes, you know. You got to eat right. You got to get out here in nature and absorb the energy. You got to be outside, man. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to absorb these good ass energies that the universe has to offer if you in a box all day. You know, you might have to take some time off from your job and just quit that motherfucker altogether. You know, fuck it, quit. You know, save up enough for you. Save up enough for you to be able to go without a job for like 3 or 4 months worth of, you know, rainy day funds. And yeah, just take a hiatus, man. You know, and just be outside more. Absorb these energies, bro. Absorb these energies, y'all. You know, eat right, eat clean, eat right. Cut meat out your diet. You know, stop taking pills. Stop taking prescription medication. Stop going to the doctor, because ain't nothing that they doing is healing you. It's killing you. Herbs. Get on the holistic herbs. Ashwagandha, mugwort, wormwood. You know, what's more? Cloves. Get them parasites out your body from all the toxic foods that's been building up and accumulating in your body. That's, you know, that's in your gut. That's making you stay addicted to food, and that's making you stay addicted to eating 3 times a day. You know, when that's not how, that's overdoing it. We overeating. That's another way they programmed us to, you know, or that's another way that they disconnected us from nature, from our true nature. It's with the food. 3 times a fucking day. That's unnecessary. All right. We only need to eat 1 time a day, if that. You know, we really don't need food altogether. We don't need food altogether, y'all. We just like plants and trees. We eat the energy of the cosmos, of the planet, of the elements. That's how we get food. That's how we get satiated. But they use this body to throw us out of alignment too, because y'all been, you know, y'all so attached to your body, to the physical. You don't understand yet that it's more to you than that. When you understand there's more to you than the physical, you'll start understanding that, you know, you can eat without having to put something in your mouth. You know, you can eat just by doing that. You can eat by, you know, or with your bare feet. Photosynthesis. Fuck what they were talking about when they were talking about it. You know? What else? You can eat by when the sun come out, absorbing all that photon energy. Once you start doing enough of things like that, I guarantee y'all ain't gonna be as hungry. And once you start doing the parasite cleanses, get them parasites out y'all body, I guarantee y'all ain't gonna be as hungry as y'all is right now. You niggas wake up, first thing you do is think about what you gonna eat. You know what I'm saying? But when you get in alignment with the universe again, that's gonna be the last thing you're thinking about when you wake up. When you wake up, you gonna, you know what I'm saying? That's not gonna be the first thing on your mind. First thing on your mind gonna be to speak to your angels, ancestors, guides, and guardians, and the Most High. You know, give gratitude for another day. You know, that you got to achieve and manifest your dreams. You know, do a prayer, meditate, say your affirmations. You know, that's how you start the day. You don't start. That's breakfast. You know what I'm saying? That's the real breakfast. And then when you finally do eat something, it's gonna be something that's more nourishing to your physical vessel, and not something that's gonna strip all your nutrients away, which is what the meat do, with all the sugary foods, all that shit do. You know, you're not gonna get up in the morning and drink a cup of tea. I mean, you know, you're not gonna get up in the morning and drink a cup of coffee. You're gonna make a cup of tea. Although it ain't nothing wrong with coffee, but excess coffee, you know, too, you know, it is a such thing as overdoing it. Like I said, you know, it's nothing wrong with it. You know, I got some right now, you know, but you know, you don't need it. It's important, just like with food, just like with drugs, just like with social media, just like with anything. Like, you have to know how to. This one thing. This also another thing that help you get in alignment and back in tune with the energy of the universe is taking a break from stuff. You know, taking a break from stuff. You know, learning how to go without coffee for a little while. Learning how to go without getting on social media. Learn how to go without being on your phone for a certain amount of time. You know, learning how to go without doing a drug for a certain amount of time. Drinking alcohol, smoking cigarettes, just smoking weed. You know, they get you back in tune with your true self. Knowing how to not eat for a certain amount of time, you know? So, but yeah, back to the full moon ritual was like, okay, so for example, this last full moon, it was a super moon in the sign of Libra, which is about relationships, harmony, beauty, you know, doing rituals like that, you know, that revolves around that kind of that kind of planetary event helps you get in tune with nature. Full moons help you with releasing. Full moons, it's said that the gravitational pull of the moon is so strong, when you're ready and willing to let go of things that no longer serve you, the gravitational pull of the moon is gonna help you. It's gonna pull it. It's gonna pull as you're pushing it away. It's gonna pull it from your being, you know, and help you release it once and for all. For example, for those of y'all that have addictions, you know, for those of y'all that have addictions, you know, full moons are the time to willingly let that stuff go. Come, to go outside, connect with the moon, and just, feel it. You have to feel it. You have to feel it. You have to practice feeling, and seeing it. It's where this is where your imagination gets stronger. That's another thing that's at its strongest is when we kids is our imagination. But through the programming, indoctrination, and domestication, we forget how to imagine shit. So imagine that what no longer serves you, leaving your entire being completely. Feel it. Feel the release. Feel the lightness that you feel after it's gone. Feel the heaviness, leaving your chest and off your shoulders, What else? But yeah, that's my point though. That's my overall point for this video. I'm finna go ahead and close it out. But I talk about this more. I dive deeper into it in my book, 22 Keys to Higher Consciousness, on Amazon, out on Amazon now. All right. That's the only platform it's on right now. It's gonna be on more platforms soon. But I go deeper into it. It's a whole chapter where I'm talking about doing lunar rituals, and ceremonies, full moon ceremonies and stuff like that, new moon ceremonies. It's more to it than just the moon, because you can do rituals around any planetary transit, because sometimes you have, what they're in astrology, what they are called conjunctions. You have trines, you have Mercury retrogrades and all that kind of stuff, and it's a lot of stuff that you can do, to align with those energies that those certain transits bring, in the zodiac signs, because it's our energy, man. It's our energy, that you can use to get ahead in life, and to take control of your life, and to stop just 22 on the clock, to stop just sitting in the passenger seat, letting any and everything take you to places that you don't even desire to go. You get in your driver's seat, man, and you direct your the way you want to go. So yeah, with that being said, man, class dismissed. Y'all be brilliant, be beautiful, be blissful, be bold. Let go of all the lies you was told, and watch everything you touch slowly but surely turn to gold. And I will catch y'all in the next episode. For sure. I love you, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful reflections. Reflections. Y'all have a beautiful day. I say, I'ma stay class dismissed. I'll catch y'all on the next flight. All right. Go grab the ebook. Peace, love, and gratitude. Peace, love, light, and healing to all of y'all that do so. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Big Flow, signing off.